Hey guys, we're back. This is Dave, by the way, with Tekkit Tutorials. This is episode 3, and today we're going to start getting into the power, energy creation and power. There are a ton of machines, tools, little just things in this mod pack. They require energy or power to move or to use. So let's just jump right in there. We'll start off with the most basic of powers. Let's go this. Let's go like this. And dirt. The most basic is when you mouse over these, you can see. And there's Uchi, of course. It has an EMC value. Now, EMC value is the energy. I don't know what the exact acronym stands for, but the energy value of it. And you can turn matter into energy. This can be done with using actual just light, which you can see right here. It's creating light. Or by burning items. Or if you put it in here, boom. It's going to start to burn it. It's going to store energy. Now these get stored into client stars of varying arrays that will allow, not that one, but these client stars can hold a certain amount of energy. Oops, I got... So when I put this in here, now the energy's in the client star, okay? Oops, there we go. Oh, it's not on me. There we go. That one. We can take the energy right out of there. Okay? So, and that way we can use that to then, let's go to the table. This transmutation table. This is where you would convert energy into something. This is where you put your energy blocks you're going to burn, or you burn it here, and it gives you this stuff over here. Now, let's start. It has to learn it first, so the crafting table. So it learned it. Now, I don't have a crafting table. EMC, put it there. I can trade 32 EMC out of the client star to get a crafting table. And there it is. Now, a lot of people do not like this mod. They think it breaks the game. I think it adds a whole bunch of new stuff to it. Because, for instance, obviously I'll go into these later, but if you have Swift Wolf's Rending Gale, and you have a little bit of energy stored up, boop, when you double click, you can fly. Double jump. And this is all we're going to be able to fly as long as you have energy in the client star. See how it's going down? Uses a little bit every once in a while. Now, that is cool. Put that guy there. Okay? So, taking stuff, dirt, wood, anything that when you mouse over it has an EMC value, which some of these you can see don't, and exchanging their matter properties for energy. That is one way to get energy in this game. Another way is with engines. Let's go to engine. Now there's a couple of different ones. These are generators, so I'll show generators in a second. These, the Redstone, steam, and combustion engine are from Buildcraft. And they will create energy based on the stuff that's put in them. Redstone, let's go with torch. If I can spell it. Get one of those. Let's get coal. And then let's get some lava. And water. Okay. So, the most basic of engines is the Redstone engine. Very easily craftable. Like I said, in this tutorial I will not go over all of them. Oops. very basic. This, just give it some redstone, current, switch, redstone, torch, whatever will work. We'll put a switch there, right there. And this will start going. Now we do need piping to transfer. So boop. This would transfer electricity into that very nicely. Just getting these ones set up here. That'll be the same way. Let's get a couple more. And some of these. Oops. Now, to transfer this power, you would need to use the conductive piping from wooden transform pipe with redstone on top. Wooden transform pipe. Oops. Very easy, but I can't get to seem to pull it up right now. Now, these things are going to be used to connect to quarries. There is a way to transfer this electricity into industrial craft. It's a conversion. This one will run on coal. A little bit more powerful. This is going to be the least powerful. A little bit more powerful. See how you can start to see a little bit of electricity flowing in there. This one is the most powerful and the most dangerous because you do use lava. You use fuel or oil, which is created, or fuel is created from oil. So we'll go like this. I can also show you oil. Boop. That's oil. And then there's fuel. Oil is found naturally there's oil spouts in the world. And this one creates the most power. Once these heat up, they can be dangerous. They can explode. The redstone engines will never explode as long as they're pumping into a pipe of some sort. They'll never explode. But these ones, if they get too hot, they will explode. The combustion engines tend to get hot the fastest, but they do pump the most electricity because they have a better fuel source. Once they run out of fuel source, they'll just shut off. If this runs out of water before the fuel source, it'll continue to pump, it'll get hot, and might explode. Now, like I said, these are used for powering quarries, mining shaft, buildcraft items. They're the most basic of the power generation for those. But they can also be used for item transportation, which we'll get into later in another episode. But if you don't use a redstone pipe and you use a regular pipe, you can pull stuff out of boxes and move it to different locations, push it into pipes and move it around for sorting purposes. Very nice, but we'll get into that later. Shut these off so they don't explode. And we'll put you there. Now that is the buildcraft electricity generation. Okay. Let's go into industrial craft. If you have a generator, this is going to be one of the first things you get. Generator. Generator is going to use some sort of fuel source, the same along lines as that. Boo. Okay, look at that. Filling up. It's filling up with electricity. To store that electricity, use a bat box. This is the smallest of the storing abilities. Once this is full, it won't produce any more electricity until it is used up. But what you want to do is you want to store the electricity so that you can use it later. That's where you put a bat box in. Boom. Bat box will store the power. It will allow you to use it for your machines, charging tools, The battery box can also be charged by putting a fuel source there. But that'll continue to pump until that is full for 40,000. There are bigger versions of that. The MFE is the next one up, and the MFSU is the big boy. That'll hold, what is that, 10 million? Holds a lot. So those will continue to charge, and it'll continue to burn the coal until those are full, or the coal runs out. The other ways of doing this are with, let's get some, fiber cabling, and then we can use the sun again. Solar panels, the most basic being the regular solar panel. These ones, the low voltage, medium voltage, and high voltage, get a little bit more into it and are a little bit more expensive to make. But solar panel, put it there, attach it to a bat box. As long as it has clear view of sun, which this will show you, indicate right there that it can see the sun, it'll continue to charge as long as the sun is out. It'll continue to pump power into that, no fuel source needed other than it being daytime. If you put something in here, you can charge it like a battery or whatnot, but obviously the more array or more solar panels you put, the more power is going to go through this line into the battery box and charge it. That is solar power. There is also wind power, which is freaking horribly just bad. I don't know why anybody would ever use it. I've never had any luck with this, but it's there. This guy is a wind turbine. He will, depending on how high he is and if there's any obstruction, he'll generate electricity. I don't like it. It doesn't work very well. Then there's the water mill. Now with different setups, this can be very, very useful. Extremely useful. Let's go with this guy. He inputs water. Boop. Until he's full, and I think one more will fill it up. Nope. Get rid of these. But he outputs electricity based on water going into him. You can put them in water over here, or you can just pipe water buckets into them. Do have a tutorial set up to show you how to get those set up and get a huge array set up of these. It'll pump out a lot of electricity very cheaply, basically infinite. Now we'll go into the big boy. The nuke. The nuclear reactor. This one causes the most problems, outputs the most power. Your standard nuclear reactor. You'll create an array in here consisting of uranium cells. See how they take a little bit of damage? Now they're generating heat and electricity. It's on right now. What you would do to combat that, there's plenty, hundreds and hundreds of tutorials. You can use ice. Put ice in there, cools it down, keeps it cool, keeps it from exploding. There are also some coolant cells that you can put in there. I'll line them around this. See how it's taking, there we go. This is going to output the most electricity, and you can make them bigger. You get a couple of reactor chambers, place them on the side, see how, boom. A couple more. I mean, you can fill it all the way around, you can click the outside, and it gets bigger, so you can create more electricity. This guy is going to output the most electricity, the quickest, depending on the array that you create. See how fast that's going? It's only 2 uranium cells. This is the most dangerous, usually causes the most destruction in worlds, but that is a good way to create the industrial craft to electricity. Now you're asking, what are these used for? What is this? I don't understand. Well, if you have a macerator, it's going to be one of the first things that you grab. Obviously, we'll go into these, but we'll put him here. We'll give him some power from right. Oh, he'll blow up there. We'll give him some power right here. Boom. Now, the macerator, see how it just, the red arrow just filled up? We mined up some iron ore. Put the iron ore in there. Use the electricity to use the macerator to do its job, to do what it is designed to do. So that's what you're going to use this electricity for. That is the IC2 electricity used for the IC2 machines. Kind of a basic overrun of just a few of them. The most efficient. This one probably being the most efficient, but the most dangerous in two. So next, some more solar. Actually, so I'm gonna grab this solar panel. This solar panel is bluetricity. Let's get some bluetricity wire, blue alloy wire. Boop, boop. This is from Red Power. This is great. Love this. Let's go with battery. Here's the battery box for bluetricity. Now, let's make sure it's daytime. This is going to pull in just the same way as these guys will, but it fills up this battery box. This is used for powering Red Power machines, sorters, filters, a vast array of machines that Red Power will use. That is what this is going to power. This power. They do not overlap. There are ways to convert IC2 Industrial Craft 2 power from these battery boxes to power the machines that these power. I don't think there's a way to go from anything to Red Power, but this stuff is relatively cheap to make, and the power, it lasts a while, so it's good. Alright, there are some that I left out. The geothermal generator, which is just a better version of this generator, which would use lava. There are more IC2 power generators, that kind of thing. This is just a quick overview and kind of an explanation of how to create power from the different mods. Power in the sense of controlling, maintaining your machines and charging your tools, as well as creating stuff, like creating matter out of energy. Now, obviously, these can all be tied in together to create a vast array of electricity and power. It's limited only to your imagination and the ability for the mods to combine. But just a quick overview of some of the power. If I missed anything, throw me a comment, and I'll edit the video, put some more stuff in there. But I just want to give a basic overview of the power and how it's created for the different mods. I thank you for tuning in. This is Dave from By the Way. Stay tuned for some more Tekkit tutorials, and we'll get into some item manipulation, some transportation, some machines and everything in the next episode. I appreciate your views, and like always, good luck and have fun.